Alex Revell, first of all, how's your summer?
Been a nice summer. We've obviously had a lot of time off really since the last time we kicked a ball. So everybody's really excited to get back and to work. I think that it's always been good when you've got this amount of players that are already here. So it makes my summer a little bit easier and Leon's summer a bit easier. But I think that we've really worked hard together to make sure that what we do bring in makes us stronger, and that kind of allows me to be a bit more relaxed in terms of getting away with the family and things. So it was really good, but obviously ready to work.
Now the fixtures are out, players came back for a testing session on Monday. How are you feeling about the new season?
Yeah, excited. When you see the fixtures out, I think that's when it probably becomes real, doesn't it? When you start to see where you're going to be and looking at kind of really important dates and teams that you want to play against, that you're looking forward to see. I think that we came back on Monday. The players came out really well, really strong. I don't think they don't really rest anymore, to be honest with you. I think that we gave them an off-season programme to do, but they've come back, and that's all you ask them to be ready to work. And they came back in really good shape, which makes our job a lot easier to get them to the levels that we want them to get to. And then obviously we've started back, fully today. And again, they're in a really good place, good shape. Like I said earlier, I'll reiterate that when you've got a group that's already knows each other so well, it's a lot easier to come in and get them going again, because it's not introducing so many new faces. So really pleased with the way they've come back.
And you just said, so this morning was the first proper session with the footballs on the pitch. Were you happy with what you saw?
Yeah, no, like I say, it makes our life a lot easier when they come back in the shape they've done and how fit they look. So we want to get the ball. Ultimately, that's the game. They're going to work hard without it, of course. They've worked hard today without the ball, but when we get on it, we've got to start putting in what we want to be and the slight maybe differences that we want to add to these players. But they've been really receptive to obviously Neil and Scotty as well, which is great. So listen, it's a long time pre-season. It's a long time, 6 weeks. So we've got to make sure that when we finish this period and go into the first game of the season, that ultimately we're fitter, stronger, real clarity in what we're trying to do, but ultimately injury-free as well. So it's something that we've got to make sure we build on for the next 6 weeks.
And just a word on the 3 new lads. Can you give us a bit of an insight into why you chose to add them to your group?
Yeah, so obviously first of all we signed Louis up here. Louis is a Stevenage player through and through. His work, his intensity that he presses with, his determination. Yes, we need to add goals, 100% we need to add goals to him, but he's of a good age and he wants to learn. He's also got experience at this level. He's got experience of playing here, and I think we know as staff and as supporters that every time he's played against us, he's caused us real problems. So those kind of players stand out when you play against them. And listen, he was really eager to come. We had some really good talks, and he knows what he's got to do. He's got to add competition as well to what we've already got here, and he knows he's got to really work hard to make sure he's in the team. But it was a really good signing, first signing for us to add strength to that position. And obviously it was Kempy next. We all know Kempy from a long time ago. Kempy's changed a lot since then. I think even then he showed glimpses of what he was about, but obviously he's a lot younger, and now he's grown into his body. And what Kempy's shown is ultimately can score goals from his position, both feet, left foot, right foot goals. But what he's added, the reason why we thought this was the right time with Kempy, was he's added his physicality, and he's now grown into a man. And the other side of the game, which yes, he's great to watch, and he slides, he assists, he scores. But it's also the other side he's got to bring, and that's the kind of side he's developed. And we've all seen it in the last year and a half, the amount of goals he's scored. So we're looking forward to getting to work with him and showing that he can do it at this level, because that's a challenge he's got to face. He's got to do it at this level, and he can't. Listen, he can't wait to get going. With the first meeting we had, I kind of knew that he wanted to be here. He's a boy that wants to be loved, and we have to put our arm around him. But ultimately, that position is is like that, and now, we've now got him and Robbo in that position, and it adds our strength going forward, and what it does do is it adds competition in already in a really strong position for us. And then obviously last was Lewis Freestone. So Lewis is someone that we've watched for a really long time, and we've kept tabs on. And what he's done is he's gone from Brighton and he's learnt as a left back, and then he's gone into Cheltenham and played over 100 games. 24 years old, so it's a great age for us. He's again a typical, what I would say as a Stevenage player. He's aggressive, he's front-footed, he wants to win first contacts, but he can also play. He's a good technical player. He can play, so he really suits us. I think one of the big things last year that for me was that when we lost Pidge to a suspension last year, it made us a little bit lopsided, and we needed cover for that. And the good thing about Lewis Freestone is he's not here for cover. He is here to play. He wants to have competition and to bring the best out of him. And Pidge, we need that. We kind of describe Lewis as a Swiss Army knife, really, that he can play in several different positions, which is exactly what we're looking for, because to add strength to our team, we have to have that adaptability in players. And to know that players need competition. Every day here is competition to play. And I think one of the big things that myself and Leon and the chairman have spoken a lot about is, having 20 players of real quality that all want to play. And yes, it makes our life harder to pick, but that's what we need. So you have to compete and you have to challenge, and you have to reward. You have to earn the rewards of playing on a Saturday. And I think that's how you get a winning team. So from us, it's a really, really strong summer. Obviously, still a few weeks to go in terms of building, and we want to, get people in that add to the group. That's what we want to do in what is already a really strong group. So, we're now back in. So our concentration is on training, but also we still have an eye on, what else do we need to do to make sure that this squad gets stronger.
Can you see any more incomings or outgoings on the horizon?
Well, we'd like to, obviously, of course, we'd like to, and obviously the players now that are here, it's down to them to show that they're good enough and that they want to compete. I think that ultimately the best teams, the winning teams, the championship winning teams, is competition for places, and that breeds kind of that kind of mental side that you've got to perform every week, otherwise you lose. You have to perform, and that's a pressure, but you have to deal with that. So yeah, listen, we're still looking, of course we are, because we want to improve, we want to make us stronger, and if we do that on top of what we did last year and show the similar traits of what our team's all about and our identity, then hopefully we finish in a stronger position.
We know we kick off the season at home to Shrewsbury Town, and today we found out we'll travel to Norwich City in the League Cup. How important will a positive start to the season be for your team? Yeah,
of course. I think every team now will be looking, going, right, we need a good start. I think our foundations over the last 2 years have been built on good starts. We looked at yesterday at the fixtures, and it's nice to look at Christmas, and it's nice to look at the different. Ultimately, it's about those first 5 games. It's about making sure that those first 5 games we come out with a points tally of those 5 that gives us the foundations for the rest of the season. And that's everything. That's performances, that's injuries, but ultimately we all know it's winning. It's about winning, and we have to make sure that what we do over the next 6 and a bit weeks, absolutely gears us up to make sure we're ready for that first game to start the season really strongly, and make sure, like I say, we start on a positive foot.
And just finally, a word for those supporters who we know are chomping at the bit to get back to Lamex already.
Yeah, listen, I think obviously yesterday was a really exciting day to see the teams in this league, but from us, I think we don't want to change who we are. Like we have a certain identity about us in this football club, and these lads know what it is. They know what it takes. They know what to expect. The new lads who have come in have all seen videos of what this club's about, what we are. Like, we are an intense team. We want to work hard. We want to show people that it means everything to us to win games of football, and I think that's what we're about. you know, they've come in, they've seen the training ground now. Everybody here knows what we're about, so we have to now go and prove that to people. And last year we've got a bit of, you know, we've got a bit of disappointment, I would say, because of where we finished in terms of not making it to the players. But actually, when you look back and you go, actually finishing our first year is a really, really successful season. We feared no one, absolutely no one, and that's our mentality. We have to do that, and I think now, from now on until we, like I say, we start, that'll be the key messages for us. We are who we are, and we make sure now that this club, if we want to go on to the next level, we have to go and show how good we are. But we're all looking forward to the season. We're all looking forward to these games leading into it. Everybody is chomping at the bit here to play, because ultimately we want to improve what we did last year. And if we do that, we'll have a really successful season.
That's great. Thank you, Revs.